This is Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.
I have on the phone line one of our greatest journalists of our time who keeps it real. He uses hip-hop references. He is an Emmy Award-winning journalist and the host of The Beat with Ari Melber that airs at 5 p.m. on MSNBC. Ladies and gentlemen, Ari Melber. How you doing, man?
With you. I'm doing great, thank you.
Congratulations on the one-year anniversary of The Beat.
Thank you very much. It's exciting time for the news and sometimes a wild time.
It's incredibly wild. There's so much going on, bro. I don't even know where to begin. I guess first with, now Trump is clapping back at Iran after Iran had a stark message for us.
Yeah, I mean, look, we've got a president who does a lot of things through Twitter, including some of these all-caps angry tweets. You know, on our show, what we try to do is figure out what is real because it matters and has actual impact, and what is just sort of content and noise, which I think with the Twitter page there's a fair amount of that. So I don't know that the president talking tough, you know, online means much for Iran, but we're keeping an eye on it for sure.
Absolutely. I wasn't able to watch The Beat when the treason summit went down, and I was really disappointed because I wanted to know what your thoughts were when Putin and Trump met. I just thought that my concern was the 2 hours that they were alone. When they came out and they were sitting down, you could just tell in Trump's body language like he had just been sunned or something. And it's just incredible that the Republicans are allowing this to go on, and that, you know, it's okay that he's basically filleting Vladimir Putin.
Well, look, I mean, there's been a wide variety of experts who've talked about why that was so concerning. The White House itself basically acknowledging to and caving in a way by at least trying to spin and say he didn't do what he did. But everyone saw with their own eyes the president siding with Vladimir Putin, who attacked America through the cyber operation to try to impact our elections, and the president sided with him over our own intelligence. I mean, that is just unprecedented, not normal, and highly degrading to the people who do that intel, and also cast into doubt whose side he's on. So I'd never seen anything like that. That was my take on it. And I also thought, given all the attention to 2016 questions about collusion, which is basically a mystery, who did it, how high did it go, did the Americans help, or was it just Russians? That's the mystery that's left anyway. You know, that's all in the past. Last week is now. It's the current president acting this way towards the largest nuclear power other than the United States. And so, to me, in some ways, what we're seeing unrolling before our eyes is bigger than the very big questions around 2016, because if people come to the conclusion that the president does not have the U.S. interest at heart for whatever range of reasons vis-a-vis Russia, that is a very serious problem that is ongoing.
Indeed. You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to Ari Melber, who is the host of MSNBC's The Beat with Ari Melber, celebrating his one-year anniversary. I don't know if you caught on Sunday on Showtime, Sacha Baron Cohen has this show called Who is America? And I just so happened to just be flipping on Sunday night, and I caught the repeat, and I see this Georgia State Representative John Spencer doing these outrageous things because he thought that this Israeli intelligence officer was conducting an anti-terrorism training session, and he starts, you know, spewing the N-word, does an Asian impersonation, which was terrible. It was all just incredibly racist, and then he's pulling down his pants, you know, trying to prevent the the terrorists from getting him through this training. It was hilarious, but then it was sad at the same time. Are you privy to that? Did you see any of that?
So I didn't see the actual show yet. I definitely heard about it because I think it made political waves. And I remember some of his older bits, including Donald Trump and Newt Gingrich. I think what Sacha Baron Cohen doing is funny but true.
Yeah.
I mean, he's tricking people, and so any of us have the capacity to be tricked. So I am I am conscious of that, and in my role as a reporter, if somebody's tricked into saying something, that's not the same as if they just said it out of the blue. But some things still get said, and you look at, even within the context, even grading on a curve, why are people like this? What are the problems in America? And I do remember seeing in the Borat film where he used awkward situations to expose how willing people were to be hateful or racist. And, that's obviously something that's on our minds now as a country. And sometimes he's using mechanisms to reveal things that then I think we have to deal with.
Yeah. All right, let's talk about music. One of the things that really, really, really attracted me to the beat is your reference to hip hop records. I mean, I've heard you quote Lil Wayne, I've heard you quote Biggie, I've heard you quote Rakim, I've heard you quote Nicki Minaj. Talk about growing up, hip hop. That was your thing as an adolescent.
Yeah, I went to Garfield High School in Seattle, which is where Quincy Jones and Jimi Hendrix went, and music and rap was all around, and I got into it then. And, we're a show that wants to be about everything, so obviously we're covering the main stories in the news, but we want to be about the culture and open to different voices. And, I don't think it's a surprise to anyone who's interested in music that if you go to listen to rock and roll, the 60s and 70s, or the soul and funk and Gil Scott-Heron, and there's tons of music that's about civil rights, that's about foreign policy in the Vietnam War, that's about women's rights. Yeah. And today, you've got hip-hop that's representing all sorts of different parts of the country, and some of it's just party music, as there's always going to be party music. But a lot of it also speaks to the same issues we're dealing with. What does it mean to be poor in America? What does it mean to have a justice system that operates more against you than for you? What does it mean to be in a dispossessed community? What does it mean to get rich or get success and still feel that there's two Americas? I mean, to me, none of that is a reach from the news. That's a lot of times what the news is.
Right, indeed. I love the fact that you have hip hop artists on your show when you have your political roundtables, and Vic Mensa is a regular on there. Talk about the relationship with Vic.
I'll tell you, Vic and I met in New York at an event for Black Panther and got to talking, and I said, I'd love to have you on the news show. And it was one of those situations where, to be honest, I'm not sure if we reach out through the layers of representatives, sometimes, people don't hear about the idea, or they don't necessarily think it will be the kind of discussion that is worth their time, which I totally get. But we were able to kind of connect directly, and then he came on more than once. He came on when he was doing a special appearance on behalf of a gun control rally in Washington. We talked about that. We also talked about the fact that, some rap music has glorified violence. So what does it mean to him to be an artist who's talking about gun control and basically a responsible safety set of policies for people, for schools, etc. But we also talked music, and we talked life and other stuff, and so he's come back on the show since then, and I'm really happy for that, because that's the kind of show we want to be.
Yeah, indeed, and I hope that you will continue that. What are you feeling right now? What's hot right now that's on your playlist?
Well, I was just listening to the new Chance the Rapper. He dropped, about 4 songs here, and those were interesting. I definitely checked out the whole series of Kanye-related projects. I thought Ye was an uneven but very fascinating album, and what everyone thinks of what Kanye says and his sort of ramblings, I still think he knows how to put beats together. The new Nas album was interesting in that way. Yeah. Obviously, I checked out the Pusha T album and the Drake album and their whole debate. Everyone in hip hop at least checked in on that. And then in terms of fun stuff, I like Migos. I'm about to see them in Brooklyn when they're playing here in a couple weeks in August.
That's what's up.
There's some other artists that are maybe less well known. Phony PPL out of New York is a great rap and R&B group that I caught on to, and they have some cool stuff. There's an artist named Remy, R-E-M-I, who's out of Australia and is a rapper from there who's doing some really cool stuff. So I love checking it all out and learning about new artists. And with Spotify and streaming now, you can find anything.
Anything. And I have a confession. I know that he is the self-proclaimed king of New York. I have never listened to Tekashi 6ix9ine until he released the track over the weekend with Nicki, Fifi, and that was my first time hearing 6ix9ine rap. And the kid's pretty nice, but I was there for Nicki, who can rap over any damn thing.
Yeah, so Fifi is gone really viral as a video. Tekashi is, a very kind of absurdist performer type person, even by the standards of playing rap. I thought Nicki's verse was much stronger than his.
Oh yeah, she bodies everything. I like that. I like that term you said. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Ari Melber, host of The Beat with Ari Melber, 5 p.m. on MSNBC. Congratulations on the 1-year anniversary, and please continue to keep on doing what you do, because it's people like you, journalists like you, that is going to hold this president, this Congress, everyone accountable, and to keep the truth going. So we thank you, sir.
I thank you, and I thank you for your kind words.
Good Sunday morning. You're listening to Access Houston. I'm your host, KG Smooth, welcoming a first-timer who he's on the program today through another guest who was on there. So shout out to KG for hooking this up. He is part of and the founder of the Catapult Leadership Group, and his book, Self-Proclaimed Champion of Quitting. And also, I've got 99 Things to Quit, and Giving Up is One, a practical guide on what to quit and how to start living your best life. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. Jason Montanez. Did I say that right? Your last
Montanez.
name? Montanez.
You good.
Okay. Montanez. Yo, welcome to the program, man.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, KG.
Now, when Kalila hit me up, it was like, hey, I got a dude. It's dope. He's got this book. I think it'll be great for the top of 2019. And I saw the title. She said he's the champion of quitting, and I was like, well, wait, what? I didn't get the concept. So first, tell us about yourself and explain you being the self-proclaimed champion of quitting.
Yeah, definitely. So, Jason B. Montanez, live here in Houston. I call Houston my second home, like my name is James Harden. You know what I'm saying? And
word of Drake.
Been here for 10 years, and I'm just trying to change some lives and help people out with changing this negative stereotype, negative connotation with the word quit, because all of our lives we've been told not to quit, and quitting's for losers, and don't ever quit, right? But I'm saying in 2019 is the year of the quitter, and I am the self-proclaimed undisputed heavyweight champion of quitting, because I feel that I've mastered the art of quitting, and I've written a book about it. I've got 99 things to quit, and giving up is one. So
explain how the champion of quitting, because as you said, when people hear the word quit, it automatically has a negative connotation. So what was it that made you the champion of quitting?
Well, last year I did a lot of self-reflection, and the amount of growth that I saw for myself in 2018, I said, you know what? I am now the self-proclaimed undisputed world champion of quitting, because I went from not having such a great relationship with my wife, improving it and bettering our relationship from a career standpoint. I made great strides with what I was doing with my career, and then obviously in order to write my second book, I had to quit a lot of things as well. So I had one of the best years of my life in 2018.
That's has been like the common theme within the past couple of years. People really beginning to dig deep, look inside of themselves, see what the problem is, assess it. A lot of people are trying to fix themselves because a lot of things, I feel like a lot of traumas and insecurities or all tend for something that happened either in your childhood or in your adolescent years.
Right.
And so with this age of self-reflection, self-discovery, becoming in tune with, more in tune with your mind, body, and spirit and spirituality, I think this is very timely. If I may ask, without getting too deep. Was the situation with your wife the main thing that made you step back and be like, yo, like I'm bugging, let me, like, really?
Yeah, definitely. And it all derived from selfishness, right? When I really took a step back and looked myself in the mirror. And keep in mind, this quitting movement is not for the faint of heart. Like, you have to be brave.
That's a hard thing.
Like you got to be
look
courageous
at yourself,
without a doubt.
To stand naked in the mirror and look at yourself and be like, you effing up.
That's
just
right.
Saying that you doing this. Like, to step outside of yourself and to look at yourself. Yeah, that's brave as hell.
Without a doubt.
Because people are afraid of the truth of themselves.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
It's the epitome of of accountability and ownership.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, taking ownership of your life is the most important thing, and taking accountability and stop making excuses and knowing, whatever's outside your realm of control, you don't worry about it. The only battle that we're facing each and every day is the battle with ourselves.
Yep.
And competing against ourselves. Once we overcome that, the sky's the limit, man. And I wanted to make sure that I bless somebody. This is basically the reason why I wrote this book, is I wanted to serve. I wanted to serve people with the wisdom and the knowledge that I've acquired through things that I've experienced, as well as observing others, right? Because you don't necessarily have to learn from your mistakes. You learn from
you can look at other people, right?
You don't have to go through some. That's the wise thing to do,
I learned a lot.
right?
Me and my brothers learned a lot looking at my mama's ex-husband. Like, okay, yeah, he taught us what not to do and what not to be.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You're listening to Access Houston. We're talking to author Jason Montanez. I've got 99 things to quit, and giving up is one, a practical guide on what to quit and how to start living your best life. So quitting in the new year, it's that time because everybody, new year, new you, boo.
Right.
I'm gonna New Year's resolutions. I always thought it was a crock.
You're right.
Because if you're gonna do it, you just do it. You don't need January 1 to start.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But here we are. People are doing it. So what are some of the things that you have in mind that, maybe individuals are doing that they should quit in the new year?
Right. Quit thinking that you could do it all by yourself, right? If you want to be successful at anything in life, you have to understand that it's a collaborative effort. You have to understand that it's going to take people and relationships to get to where you need to go. We're in a day and an age where everybody's talking about they're self-made and they did it all by themselves. While you know what? You could have had the intrinsic motivation. You could have had that willpower to get off your butt and start, but you can't make it without anybody else.
That's right.
Countless times we've heard of people getting their shots by one person. I mean, you look at history, you look at Oprah, you look at, anybody who's made it, it was that one person that gave them a shot, that believed in them, and then they took that opportunity and ran with it, So I think that's one of the things that we need to quit. Also, I think that we have to quit treating people the way that we want to be treated, right?
What do you mean that? Because that seems to be the golden rule, right? Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Right.
So you saying,
No.
Why? No. Why? Oh, this is an interesting. No, I want to hear the philosophy.
Yeah.
Because this is fascinating.
You have to quit treating other people the way you want to be treated. There's a grave assumption that we're making here. We're assuming that person or people want to be treated the way you want to be treated. I'll tell you right now, if I treated my wife the way that I wanted to be treated, I'll be divorced right now. Okay? The only way to treat what the new golden rule is, say the golden rule of Jason, all right?
This the Montanez.
And the Montanez golden rule is you have to treat others the way that they want to be treated. And the only way to treat others the way that they want to be treated is to get to know them, to ask open-ended questions, right? The Socratic method, really getting to know them and asking questions. Why? Why do you want to be treated like that? How do you want to be treated? I mean, ask that question. That's a very easy question to ask, right? How do you want to be treated? They tell you how they want to be treated, and then you treat them the way they want to be treated.
Simple enough.
Simple enough.
Never thought about it that way, though. I guess I go off of I'm an energy person, and so you know, whatever energy that you're giving me, I'm going to give it back. I mean, a lot of times I'll, go beyond that, and if I go out of my way, if I'm working the room and I speak and, you half-ass speak, or you don't look at me in the eye, like don't even acknowledge me, or just, looking down and just saying hello or whatever, like I know, okay, I'm not going to pretty much, deal with you. You can't even give me the respect to look at me in the eye when I'm speaking to you. So I'll curve you and play you to the left.
Right.
But if you give me that, hey, how you, it's all good. So I can, I get that.
You can dig it?
I get that.
You can dig it?
I really can.
Yeah. I mean, another thing I want to make sure, quit being late in 2019. All right? Oftentimes, we don't want to show up early, or we don't.
Oh, that late. Okay.
Yeah, that's
yeah. Oh, I hate that.
Yeah.
Oh, big pet peeve.
Nothing shows that you care more than being on time and respecting people's time.
Yes. Come on, Jason.
Okay? Nothing.
You're giving us a word this morning.
I mean, if you want to cancel your name out of the conversation, if you want to X your name out of the opportunity, show up late somewhere. Okay?
Yeah.
When I used to play ball, right, I had a coach that he used to close the door 5 minutes before the meeting start time. And the thing was, if you're not in your seats and ready to go 5 minutes before the meeting start time, the technical meeting start time, you're late. He'll lock the door, and then obviously we would have some disciplinary actions would ensue. Yeah. So, and that's why I'm such a stickler of being on time.
Coming up, there was a saying that if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
That's right.
And if you're late, you're forgotten about.
There you go. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I was looking at you. I was like, dang, he looked like he used to play ball. Like, what, offensive lineman or something?
Nah, I actually was a fullback and a middle linebacker.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're talking to Jason Montanez. The book, I've Got 99 Things to Quit and Giving Up is One, a practical guide on what to quit and how to start living your best life, is out right now. Perfect first read of 2019 on being a quitter. He's a champion of quitting, the self-proclaimed champion of quitting. And so with last year being that reflection and you doing all that, it's safe to say that it worked and things are better.
Without a doubt. Yeah, without a doubt. Personally, professionally, spiritually, I'm unapologetically a Christ follower and a Christian. Just to tell you a little bit about the title, people look at the title and say, I've got 99 things to quit, and they automatically go to 99 problems, right? Right, with Jay-Z.
Right.
But no, that's not while it may be a little catchy and it may, take you there, where I really got it is from Matthew. All right, chapter 18, verses 12 and 13. All right, and what is said in Matthew 18, chapter 12 and 13, verses 12 and 13 is, there's a shepherd. He has 99 sheep. One goes astray. He leaves all 99 sheep and goes after that one sheep that went astray. So he was willing to forego 99 of his sheep just to go and get that one, right? So what I'm saying, I've detailed 99 things to quit based on my experiences and the experiences of others. But if you just go after not giving up, quit giving up, okay? That is the key to success. The persistence, the fortitude, the just continuing to pursue whatever it is that you want to pursue. That is the key to life. That is the key.
And that's where we're going to end it right there. Jason, man, gave us a word this morning. Please check out the book. It's available everywhere. They can get it everywhere. Barnes and Noble or Amazon or digitally.
Well, if
it's
you
available.
Go, it's available digitally and Amazon. Go to www.99thingstoquit.com. In Amazon, you could go get your book. I have a free gift for you. Go download my Quitter's cheat sheet at my website, 99thingstoquit.com. Give me a follow at Jason B, as in boy, Montanez on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And I look forward to hearing about everything that everybody's quitting this year in 2019 to live their very best life.
No doubt. Jason Montanez, man. Thanks for coming on. This was some good combo.
Thank you
for
KG
coming
Smooth.
on.
I appreciate the time.
No doubt. And thank you for listening to Access Houston.
We'll be back with more Access Houston on 97.9 The Box.